to you today about whole foods. And you may be wondering what whole foods are, or maybe you're not. But I would just like to say that whole foods are foods that are as close to their natural form as possible. So anything that you're purchasing that's pre-made, like some cookies off the shelf or some cereal off the shelf, that would not be as close to its natural form as possible. But grabbing an apple or some broccoli from the produce aisle would be as close to its natural form, right? Because that's just what it is. An apple is an apple. Whole foods like vegetables, fruits, grains, nuts, legumes, they retain their fiber and also their nutrients, unlike the processed foods, which they are depleted during the processing part of manufacturing the food. You're going to lose a lot of that nutritional value and fiber. And if you're not sure, check out some of these books here, because they do have, like the Food Bible, for instance, has the information of fiber and nutritional content in your food, and then compare it to something that you've purchased recently in the store. And I know processed foods are convenient, but they're very harmful for your health. Processing the food strips away the vital nutrients that we were just discussing, and removes most of the fiber. And fiber is one of the most beneficial things you can have for your health, as well as all of the nutrients found in real whole food. I know processed foods are convenient, but they're very harmful to your health. As I mentioned, they strip away the fiber and a lot of the nutritional value to them. Why else would the manufacturers have to refortify food? If it already contained these things, they wouldn't have to add it back in. But it strips it away, and they're promoting it to you like it's some great thing because it's fortified with vitamin whatever, and part of a healthy breakfast or part of a healthy lifestyle. Following a diet in whole foods where nutrients and fiber are still present in the food is one of the most important things you can do for your health and your quality of life. Eating the real food allows you to control what nourishes your body. By choosing real food over convenience foods, you're able to control the fat, sugar, salt, and additives that are found in abundance in the processed foods. The best way for you to avoid the processed foods is to shop the perimeter of your grocery store. Start in the produce aisle, the meat and dairy, and you're out the door, never getting in there where all the packaged cereals and cookies are found. I'd like to share results of an experiment with you. In 1960, there was a study done on 18 lab rats in Ann Arbor University. And one group of rats received rat chow and water. A second group of rats received cornflakes and water. And a third group of rats received the cardboard box the cornflakes came from and water. The rats eating the rat chow remained in good health throughout the experiment. However, the rats that were fed the cornflakes fared far worse than the rats that were only eating the cardboard box the cornflakes came from. The last cornflake-fed rat died on the very first day that the first cardboard box fed rat died. So think about that the next time you're grabbing some cereal or other processed foods off the shelf, that the cardboard box may actually be better for you than what's inside the box. It's recommended that we eat lots of fruits and vegetables and try to include them in every meal. And I know the food pyramid has a set number of fruits and vegetables that they would like you to eat, but I challenge you to eat more. I recently read a book where plant diversity was the focus. And in the book, the Dr. B, the author, challenged everyone to include more plant species in his diet. And it did not mean just fruits and vegetables. It encompassed anything from nature. So, you know, your fresh herbs, beans, nuts, anything of that sort. And he said that you should try to achieve 30 or more plant species in a week, different plant species. So today maybe you had onions and carrots and apples and pears and lima beans, and you know, tomorrow shoot for 5 to 10 different ones. Think about a pot of chili, for instance. If you made a 3-bean chili, how diverse that could be to get you to your 30 different plant species for the week. 3 beans, there you go, 1, 2, 3. Your tomatoes, onions, peppers, if you put them in. Let's see, sometimes in the fall I add pumpkin to make like a pumpkin chili. What else do we have? And if you use any herbs fresh, like I like to put basil in my chili, so if I used fresh basil I could count that. And so we're at 8 just in a pot of chili. And I'm sure I missed something probably that could be in there. And Dr. B also goes on to ask you to strive for more than even the 30 that you're starting with. But he also says that you do not have to be perfect. Just strive for good results, and you will have good health. And I know we discussed to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, try to incorporate them in every meal. Do the same with your beans and your legumes. They're very nutritious for you as well. They add a ton of fiber. Think about things like maybe some hummus. I love hummus. Or just sprinkle some beans in your tossed salad that you might have for lunch. Or the chili that we mentioned. Don't forget your beverages either. Reach instead for the non-sugary drinks. And I don't mean the ones that are sweetened with artificial sugars and sweeteners, but think about things like water and mineral water or sparkling water, seltzer. Think about adding a squeeze of citrus juice to it, lemon, orange, lime, whatever. You could even add a splash of just regular fruit juice too to mix it up a little. Grape, pomegranate, some wonderful flavors. Herbal teas, green teas. What about making some smoothies? I'm sure that you can find some great recipes in some of these books for smoothies, and I know we have some smoothie books out there even if you choose not to look at these. And I would just like to end with a few quotes, as I have in my previous videos. And the first one I would like, I'm sure everybody's heard and is so familiar with, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. They came up with that somewhere for some reason. I wonder what it could be. And Michael Pollan, author here of Food Rules, and he has some other great books out on our shelf as well, says real food is alive and should eventually die. And that is very true. Think about the life expectancy on the box of food you're purchasing. How good can it be for you if it can sit on the shelf for years at a time before it goes bad? My last quote is also one that I'm sure you're very familiar with. It reaches back many, many years, and it still stands true today. Let food be thy medicine, and thy medicine shall be thy food, by Hippocrates. I challenge you to increase your whole food intake and move away from the processed foods, and work with your healthcare professional to find a dietary lifestyle that works for you for optimum health. Thanks for stopping in today, and you have a wonderful day.